Hi, everybody. Welcome back to 24 Hours of Nothing But Net with Debbie Antonelli. Debbie, we have somebody really special joining us this year. Adam Frazier. He plays for the Seattle Mariners, and he was the starting second baseman of the All-Star game for the National League last year, 2021. Congrats on that, Adam.
Thank you.
I'll brag on Debbie for just a second. She also has had a big honor. She's going to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in June. Is that right, Debbie?
Yeah, thank you, Dina. Thanks. Yes, that's right.
I know really good athletes.
Oh, you know a really good one right here, Adam Frazier, not me. I'm only.
Oh yeah, both of you, please. So Adam, you joined us last year, and we thank you so much for coming back and helping us out. As Debbie was saying, it's such an honor when people come back.
No, thank you for having me. I'm happy to help, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I want to start out talking about the interview last year that you did for us. It became one of the highlights among our team, B-Mac, who you just met, William, who are our producers, Debbie. So in our interview, you were on a hitting streak, and I asked you about it. Debbie audibly gasped, B-Mac gasped. I got text messages like, hey, dum-dum, you can't ask somebody about their hitting streak. So I'm going to read. You had 22 doubles. You were batting .328. You had 4 home runs at the time. And so they're like, you can't ask anybody about their streak. So we got off the thing with you laughed and you're like, it's okay, a little awkward, Dina. We moved on. For hours, I heard about it. That night, you played and you went 4 for 5 and got a home run.
Dang.
So I just want to thank you for helping me put it in Debbie and William and B-Mac's faces. I sent all I did was forward them that night, the stats from the game, and I said, I think he did okay.
Shoot, I need some more of that.
Well, we're going to sprinkle it on you right now. We're going to sprinkle it on you. Hey, Adam, how's it going with the Mariners? Like, you know, I mean, you're such a superstar with being an all-star now, and you get to, you know, move around in free agency and different things like that. They're involved in baseball. How's it going?
Well, I don't know about superstar, but it's been good. You know, it's definitely an adjustment being in the American League compared to the National League for so long. So still adjusting to that. Good group of guys here in Seattle, so it's been a lot of fun to start. And yeah, it's you know, it's a tough game, but it's been fun so far. And we're trying to get going again. We started out pretty hot, and then had a tough road trip we're coming off. So yeah, well, it's a long season, so just take it one day at a time.
So I want to ask you a high-level analytic question, because I'm really interested in this as a second baseman, which I know you have so much responsibility up the middle. In basketball, we have lots of analytics that we look at, but we don't have the shift like you guys have in the batting order, where teams literally just totally shift positions. I'm just, you know, like shading to one spot or another. Like, are you a part of that from that part of the way you learned the game, or is that something that is continuing to evolve in baseball, where everybody pretty much played straight up and now there's all these shifts taking place?
Yeah, definitely didn't learn the game like that. You know, I guess even my first couple of years in the major leagues, we didn't really shift at all. And then the past 3 or 4 years, it's been, you know, major shifts, like you said. So that, you know, it was a learning period, both playing defense and then getting reps in the shift positions, because it's completely different than what you did your whole life growing up. But now they're implementing a rule starting next year where you can't have shifts. You can't have the 3 guys on one side of the infield like what we do now. You can't have the guy in short right field playing defense against the lefty. It's so you're gonna have, I believe, your feet on the dirt and 2 guys on each side of second base. So it's going to shift back to, you know, more of the normal style of baseball that everybody, you know, has known forever. So it'll be interesting, and it's going to change the game a lot, because it does impact a lot of, I guess, runs scored and stuff like that.
Sure. And for someone like me, I like offense. So I want to see base runners, and I want to see people on the you know, at the plate with a chance to impact the score. I like scoring. How do you feel about it?
I like scoring too. I like hitting. Hitting's hard enough as it is. I feel like pitchers nowadays, most guys are 95 to 100 miles an hour, so it just makes hitting that much harder. And then you have a computer running a bunch of statistics on where you're most likely to hit the baseball, so that makes it even tougher on the hitter. So shifting back to more of a normal style of play, I think could be good for scoring.
Adam, I have a question about the hitting. At the end of last year, you ended up in San Diego, and I think you were hired. Watch these baseball terms. I think you were pretty much hired to be a table setter because you're such a great hitter. You get on base a lot. Did you like that?
I like it. Yeah, Dina, that's
I'm
good.
learning a lot more about baseball. I've got a nephew pitching at Clemson. I have a nephew in high school that we assume is going to be a college player, a big leaguer. So I've been learning a lot about baseball from Matt and Jay Dill and my brother Jim Dill. Adam knows all of them. But so you went to San Diego, I think, to be a table setter, and then you ended up hitting almost everywhere in the entire lineup.
I did.
What was going on? How did that affect you?
Well, yeah, it was different. There was, in San Diego, I think we had 5 or 6 all-stars in the lineup, and a couple of those guys being big-time power hitters, and Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado. And then, yeah, I bounced around that lineup, which was definitely different. And, I was hitting behind them in the lineup at some points, which was kind of crazy to even think about.
You hit cleanup some, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And they're hitting second and third. So it was different. But I'm supposed to be getting on base for those guys to drive me in. But yeah, it's a little different hitting around different spots of the lineup, and but really just the same deal. Like I said, hitting is really hard. So just try to get a hit and get on base somehow, and because there's other guys in the lineup to drive you in too. So but it's fun. It's it's a tough game, but it's fun.
So have you ever come close to hitting for the cycle?
I've come close. I've come very close, but I've never done it.
Oh, maybe it's May 14 and 15. Based on last year, this could be the weekend for you, man. This could be it.
You're right. We need to manifest it.
So, I have a question about the lockouts. I mean, baseball's been pretty weird the last couple of years. You had all the COVID considerations. You had the lockout. Now this year, how is it affecting you to have to play this condensed retrofitted season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, luckily we got started after only missing a week, I guess it was. So it's a couple less off days and a couple double headers sprinkled in. So it's it's we only get a couple off days a month, so it's tough on the body, but that's just going to make it even harder. But yeah, so luckily we're going to get 162 games in just like normal. But yeah, spring was a little condensed, so it took an extra couple weeks getting our legs under us to start the season. But other than that, it's pretty normal. And yeah, just try to, I don't know, in the off season and stuff, we knew we were going to play at some point. So the preparation was the same, and just try to, keep it as normal as possible.
Adam, Dina mentioned it earlier, it's one of the great compliments that we get our guests to come back a second time after they've been a part of our event. And you've helped us so much in the past. What is it about Special Olympics that is, that is a nice tug for you, that you want to give your time to helping us out?
Well, you want everybody to feel included and have a chance to be successful in any part of life. And I think sports does such a good job at doing that and making everybody feel included, and everybody to have a purpose with something, and the competitiveness. I think that's in everyone's DNA, to be competitive in something. And I think that just brings out so much joy in everyone. So it just allows everybody to have fun, to be able to be competitive and enjoy different aspects in life. And sports does such a good job at allowing that opportunity.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about a couple of the philanthropic activities you're involved in. I know that you and some of the guys you played with at Mississippi State, that you went to the College World Series with. I know some of you are pretty active around Mississippi in particular with some fundraising.
Yeah, yeah, I guess we did some childhood cancer awareness stuff. Same kind of thing. Is for a child to be going through some tough times like that, and a family to have to deal with that as well. It's anything you can do to help to uplift spirits and financially help as well. It's that's the least we can do, is to bring awareness and to help out with the financial aspect of that. But yeah, that's just I guess it feels like part of our duty to be able to help in that standpoint, because we have this platform, and if we're not helping bring awareness to things in life, then I feel like we're not doing our job. So a
highlight for me last year is when I was watching the Brewers and the Pirates play. Can you give us the how and when of how they announced you were going to be the starting second baseman in the All-Star game?
Well, I guess before that game, we had a team meeting, and it was an hour before the game, and an hour. And I'm pretty routine oriented, as are a lot of athletes, I guess. So an hour before the game, I go to the hot tub and to get the body warm and take a shower right after. Well, and the meeting being right at that time, it's throwing me off. I'm not happy about it. I guess I'm oblivious to the obvious as well, because I knew that I was probably going to make the game, and was hoping to be a starter. Well, the coach calls the team meeting an hour before, and I'm coming out of the shower and my towel and everything else, and not wanting to do this meeting. Well, they let me know then that I was awarded the starting position. So that was a little awkward for that. But then again, in the during the game, during a pitch and change, we were actually losing. So not too happy about losing at any point. So during this pitch and change, they put on the big screen and all this, announce it to everybody that I'm the starter, and then they want me to make this this big gesture to the fans and everything. We're getting beat by 5 or 6 in the middle of I'm not happy right now. So
they were making a pitching change. I know. I was reading about it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, pitching change, and they make a big announcement on the Jumbotron.
We could have done something a little better than that, but yeah, that's how it went. And happy for that honor. But yeah, it could have gone a little better with
I thought it was great. I have a question about, since I have nephews, one in college and one in high school. I know you went to college, you played at Mississippi State before you went into the big leagues. What do you think about how young the recruiting is starting now? And would you advise people, if they had the chance to go straight into the majors or to go play college, or how would you advise them?
Yeah, I think the recruiting is way too early. Guys hadn't even hit growth spurts by 9th grade is when I guess they're getting called from all these coaches and everything else. And then if they don't have offers everywhere by their sophomore year, then they're kind of written off. So it makes no sense to me. And I think some schools are getting burned on that at this point, where, you're getting guys locked in at 14 years old instead of waiting until they're 16 or 17, have a real idea of what they're going to be. But I guess that's the world we're in right now with, they can recruit from the computer and everything else. But as my advice to the high school kids would be, go to school. Unless you're drafted in the first or second round, where you have, real life-changing money that will, coming in at 18 years old, and that'll set you up for a long time. But outside of that, if you go in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round or later, you have that chance to, teams already think highly of you, but you have your chance to go to school for 2 or 3 years and improve your draft stock to where it becomes that life-changing money. But to go along with those couple 3 years, you make life-changing relationships and connections, and you learn how to live on your own. Being coming out of college, for me, those first couple of years, I'm playing with guys that were in my same high school class, but they signed out of high school to go play professionally. And next thing you know, I'm at the same level as they are, and I went to college. So it's and they missed out on 2 or 3 years that could have been the best of their lives, with the connections and the fun times and the relationships that last forever. So that's my advice. And then you grow up, you learn how to live on your own and to be a person. Don't go live at your mom and dad's house your first couple off seasons when you're 18, 19 years old. So definitely go to school.
Well, Debbie and I are big proponents for encouraging people to go to college, and Debbie's inspiration for creating this whole event is her son, Frankie, who's in the Clemson Life program, and part of the money we raise now goes to that program. I'll let Debbie tell you a little about it.
Well, he just graduated, so we're really proud to think that somebody with intellectual disability would have the opportunity to experience college. It's been absolutely amazing, not just for Frankie, but for our whole family, Adam, and what you're doing by helping us create awareness and helping people, encouraging them to give some money, because I'm only asking for a penny for every free throw I make, which is 2,400 free throws, $24. If people can do that, like, that is going a long ways to helping athletes like Frankie families like mine be able to train and compete and be able to have an opportunity to play. And, you know, you grew up playing. We all should have an opportunity to play. You said that earlier. I 100% agree with you. When you think about, you know, drilling it down to what we're doing and why we're doing it, if somebody was listening and absolutely was a super fan of yours and you were getting behind this event, what would you tell them about why it's important to support Special Olympics?
I would tell them just everything you just said. It's give everybody the opportunity to to be able to go live their dreams, to go have fun. Not everybody's going to be able to play at the major league level. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that, but sometimes those, you know, you're not able to. But to be able to be afforded that opportunity is everything. To live out your dream, maybe it's to play at the college level or the high school level even. Everybody should be able to have that opportunity, and unfortunately that's not the case unless they're provided with some financial stability. So that's why I would, you know, encourage to give, so everyone can live out their dream, and being able to have competition to create those lifelong relationships like I just mentioned. And it's important.
That's the social aspect of it that is really important. Like you had dreams growing up as a little boy trying to be a Major League Baseball player. Kids with special needs have dreams and goals as well. And we can't thank you enough for taking time from your incredibly busy, condensed baseball schedule. We know you're going to be in Shea Stadium, or excuse me, Citi Field. Shea Stadium is where I grew up going to field trips for the Mets. We know you're going to be in Citi Field when this is airing, and we're all going to be pulling for you. And we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. I look forward to Citi Field actually in a week or two, so that'll be fun. And best of luck with everything.
Thank you, Adam, very much.